The dog who never forgot his owner's betrayal. The Afghan sun hung heavy in the sky, a relentless orb of fire baking the dust-choked village below. Sergeant James Carter adjusted the strap of his rifle, his boots kicking up clouds of pale dirt, as he moved through the narrow alleyways. At his side, Rex, a sleek battle-hardened Belgian Malinois, painted softly, his ears twitching at every distant sound. The dog's dark eyes were alert, scanning, always working. Carter signaled to his squad, 5 men including Corporal Kyle Mercer, his closest friend in the unit. They moved in silence, weapons ready. The villagers had gone quiet the moment. The British soldiers entered, their stares heavy with distrust. Then Rex stopped. His nostrils flared. A low growl rumbled in his chest. "Hold," Carter murmured, raising a fist. The squad froze. Rex padded forward, nose to the ground, until he reached a tattered rug inside a crumbling hut. He pawed at it, then looked back. At Carter, his body rigid with tension. "Something's under here," Carter said. He yanked the rug aside, revealing a hidden hatch. Mercer and another soldier, Private Dawson, hauled it open. Inside, stacked in neat rows, were enough AK-47s and RPGs to arm a small militia. "Bloody hell," Dawson muttered. Carter's jaw tightened. "Call it in. We're confiscating everything." But as the team loaded the weapons onto their truck, Carter noticed something. The count didn't add up. 3 crates were missing. He pulled Mercer aside. "You see anyone slipping away with anything?" Mercer shook his head, but his eyes flickered, just for a second, toward the village outskirts. "Maybe the locals got to them before we did." Carter didn't buy it. Back at base, Carter reviewed the mission logs. The missing weapons weren't just a clerical error. Someone had taken them, and Mercer had been on inventory duty. That night, Carter found Mercer near the supply depot, smoking under the dim glow of a flickering bulb. "You're lying to me," Carter said, his voice low. "Those guns didn't vanish. Who took them?" Mercer exhaled a slow stream of smoke. "You're paranoid, mate." "Bullshit." Carter stepped closer. "We've been through hell together. Don't make me doubt you now." For a second, Mercer's mask slipped. A smirk. Cold. Calculating. Then it was gone. "Focus on the mission, Sarge. Not ghosts." The next patrol was supposed to be routine. A sweep through the eastern ridge. Nothing more. But Rex was uneasy. He whined, pressing against Carter's leg as they moved through the rocky terrain. "Easy, boy," Carter murmured, stroking the dog's head. Then, click. The sound was barely audible, but Rex reacted instantly. He lunged, knocking Carter sideways. Just as the mine detonated, the blast was deafening. Dirt and shrapnel sprayed the air. Carter hit the ground hard, his ears ringing. Through the smoke, he saw Mercer, standing back, watching, not firing, not helping. "Cover me!" Carter shouted as he spotted a wounded teammate in the kill zone. Mercer raised his rifle but didn't shoot. Carter ran. He dragged the injured soldier to cover, just as another explosion rocked the earth. This time the blast caught him full force. He didn't get up. Rex was at his side in seconds, nudging Carter's lifeless body with his muzzle. A whine escaped the dog's throat, high and desperate. He licked Carter's face as if that could wake him. Then he turned. Mercer was walking away, already radioing in the casualty report. Rex's lips peeled back in a snarl. A deep, guttural growl tore from his chest. He took a step forward. "Control." "That damn dog!" Mercer barked at the others. 2 soldiers grabbed Rex's harness, dragging him back. The Malinois thrashed, howling, his eyes locked on Mercer. He knew, and he would never forget. The rain fell in sheets over the small English churchyard, turning the freshly dug earth to mud. The coffin, draped in the Union Jack, was lowered, slowly into the ground. Retired Colonel Richard Carter stood rigid in his dress uniform, his face carved from stone. Beside him, Eleanor clutched a handkerchief, her knuckles white. Their youngest son, Liam, stared at the coffin, his jaw clenched so tight it ached. And then there was Rex. The Malinois sat at attention beside the grave, his fur soaked, his ears pinned back. He hadn't left Carter's side since the body. had been flown home. Not during the funeral procession, not during the service. Now, as the chaplain spoke the final words, Rex let out a low, mournful whine, a sound that cut through the rain like a knife. Liam flinched. He hadn't wanted the dog here. The Carter house was a relic of another time, a stone-built cottage on the edge of the moors, filled with the ghosts of a military family. Richard's medals gleamed in a glass case. Photographs of James in uniform lined the mantelpiece. Rex hesitated at the threshold, his nails clicking on the hardwood. He sniffed the air, then padded inside, heading straight for James's room. Eleanor watched him go, her eyes red-rimmed. "He doesn't understand," she whispered. "He's a dog," Liam snapped. "He doesn't feel anything." Richard shot his son a look. "That dog served with your brother. Show some respect." Liam turned away, his chest burning. 3 days later, the doorbell rang. Liam opened it to find Kyle Mercer standing on the porch, his arm in a sling, his face a mask of grief. "I came as soon as I could," Mercer said, his voice thick. Rex exploded from the hallway like a bolt of black lightning. He hit Mercer chest high, knocking him off the porch and into the dirt. The snarl that ripped from the dog's throat was primal, vicious. "Rex, no!" Richard lunged, grabbing the dog's collar. Rex fought against him, teeth bared, spit flying. Mercer scrambled back, his face pale. "Jesus Christ!" "I'm sorry," Richard panted, hauling Rex inside. "He's never done that before." Mercer wiped mud from his jacket, his hands shaking. "It's not his fault," he said softly. "After what happened, he blames me. Blames himself, maybe." Liam frowned. "What do you mean?" Mercer looked up, his eyes glistening. "Rex led us into an ambush. James died because that dog wouldn't obey. A lie. Smooth as silk. That night Richard cleaned his service revolver at the kitchen table. "You can't be serious," Liam said, staring at the gun. Richard didn't look up. "That dog's dangerous." Mercer said, "Mercer's full of shit." Liam slammed his hands on the table. "James trained Rex for years. He wouldn't just ignore commands." Richard's jaw tightened. "War changes things, change animals." Outside, Rex paced the garden, his chain clicking in the dark. Liam stormed out, grabbing a torch. He found Rex sitting in the rain, his gaze fixed on the horizon, like he was waiting for someone who'd never come back. "You know, don't you?" Liam whispered. "You know what really happened." Rex turned his head. For the first time, Liam saw something in those eyes. Intelligence. Grief. A bond formed in that moment. Fragile. Unspoken. The next morning, Richard took the revolver outside. Rex stood still as the colonel raised the barrel. "Dad, stop!" Liam barreled into his father, knocking the gun aside. The shot went wild, scaring crows from the trees. Richard rounded on his son. "That animal attacked Mercer." "Because Mercer's lying," Liam's voice cracked. "James trusted Rex with his life. Why can't you?" Silence. Then slowly Rex walked to Liam's side. He sat pressing against the boy's leg, just like he used to do with James. Richard's hand trembled. The gun fell to the grass. The military kennel was a sterile place. Concrete floors, chain-link fences, the sharp tang of disinfectant in the air. Liam Carter stood just inside the gate, watching as Rex paced his enclosure like a caged wolf. The dog's muscles twitched beneath his scarred coat, his eyes darting to every sound. He hadn't settled since they'd brought him. "Here!" A woman in fatigues approached, her dark hair pulled into a tight ponytail. "Sarah Connors," she said, offering a hand. "Military K9 unit trainer." Liam shook it. "You really think you can help him?" Sarah studied Rex through the fence. "He's not broken, just grieving." She unlatched the gate. "But he needs to trust you before he'll listen." Rex's ears flattened as Liam stepped inside. "Sit," Liam commanded. Rex stared past him. Sarah folded her arms. "You're giving orders. He's not a soldier anymore. He's your brother's dog." She knelt, patting her thigh. "Rex, come." The Malinois hesitated, then slunk forward, sniffing her outstretched hand. "See, no pressure," Sarah scratched behind his ears. "He'll respond when he's ready." Liam exhaled. We don't have time for this. Mercer's... You think Rex doesn't? Know that? Sarah's voice was sharp. He remembers everything, and right now you're just another stranger holding his leash. Liam crouched. Slowly, he pulled James' old dog tags from his pocket. Rex froze. His nose twitched. Then, inch by inch, he crept forward and pressed his muzzle into Liam's palm. 2 weeks later, Rex bolted during a training exercise. Rex, stop! Liam sprinted after him, Sarah close behind. The dog wove through the industrial estate, his nose to the ground until he skidded to a halt outside a derelict warehouse. The door was ajar. Inside, crates were stacked floor to ceiling. Rex clawed at one until it toppled, spilling rifles. Onto the concrete. Christ, Sarah breathed. Liam picked up a rifle. Serial numbers filed off. These are the guns from Afghanistan. Rex growled, circling a shipping manifest. Liam snatched it up. Mercer's name. He's been selling them. Shadow moved in the doorway. Should have known that mutt would sniff me out, Mercer said, stepping into the light. His pistol gleamed. Put the gun down, Liam said, stepping between Mercer and Rex. Mercer smirked. You really think a boy and a dog can stop me? He cocked the hammer. Here's what's going to happen. You'll walk away, and I'll forget. You saw this, or... He aimed at Rex. I put a bullet in that animal's skull right now. Rex's lips peeled back in a snarl. Sarah edged toward a fire extinguisher. Last chance, Liam, Mercer said. Get rid of the dog, Ant, or I'll do it for you. A metallic clang echoed as Sarah swung the extinguisher into Mercer's ribs. He staggered, firing wild. Rex lunged, and the world exploded in gunfire and teeth. The forest swallowed them whole. Liam crashed through the underbrush, his lungs burning, the taste of copper sharp on his tongue. Behind him, the snarls of Mercer's attack dogs cut through the night like jagged glass. Rex ran at his side, ears flat, muscles coiled, every sense tuned to the hunt. Left, Sarah's voice crackled through Liam's earpiece. There's a river. Ahead, can lose them there. A gunshot split the air. Bark exploded from a tree beside Liam's head. Faster, he gasped. Rex didn't need the command. The Malinois pivoted, putting himself between Liam and their pursuers. His lips pulled back, revealing teeth still stained with blood from the warehouse fight. Then the ground gave way. Liam hit the dirt hard, rolling just in time to see 2 Dobermans burst from the trees. Their handlers, Mercer's men, hung back, rifles raised. Rex moved like lightning. He met the first dog mid-leap, twisting in the air to clamp his jaws around its throat. They hit the ground in a whirl of teeth and fur. The Doberman yelped once, then went still. The second dog circled, smarter, waiting for an opening. Liam scrambled for a rock. Rex behind... Too late. The Doberman lunged, sinking its fangs into Rex's hind leg. Rex howled but didn't falter. He whipped around, slamming the attacking dog into a tree with brutal force. A sickening crack echoed through the woods. Silence. Rex limped to Liam's side, panting. Blood matted his fur, but his eyes were clear, focused. Good boy, Liam whispered, hand trembling against Rex's head. Then the radio crackled. Liam? Sarah's voice was urgent. Mercer's not with them, it's a twig snapped. Decoy. Mercer stepped into the clearing, a hunting rifle leveled at Liam's chest. Had to flush you out somehow. Moonlight glinted off the barrel, off the raw hatred in Mercer's eyes. Liam slowly raised his hands. Rex growled, every muscle tense to spring. Call him off, Mercer warned, or I put a round through your skull first. Liam's fingers twitched toward his pocket, where James's dog tag still rested. You killed my brother. Mercer's smile was a ghastly thing. He was going to report me, just like you. He cocked the rifle. You and that mutt ruined everything. Rex moved. Not toward Mercer, but left, into the shadows. A distraction. Mercer's gaze flickered. That split second was all Liam needed. He dove right as the gun roared. The river roared like a living thing, its icy currents clawing at the banks as Liam staggered backward, Mercer's hunting knife glinting in his shaking hand. Blood trickled from a gash above his eyebrow blurring his vision. Across from him, Mercer wiped his mouth with the back of his hand, his rifle lost somewhere in the chaos. "Should have drowned that damn dog when I had the chance," Mercer spat. As if summoned, Rex erupted from the tree line, a black streak of fury. His hind leg dragged, but his speed was unchecked, his focus absolute. Mercer barely had time to raise his arms before 90 pounds of muscle and rage slammed into his chest. They hit the water together. The current seized them instantly. Mercer flailed, clawing at Rex's face, but the Malinois held fast, his jaws locked. On the man's tactical vest, the river pulled them under, then spit them back up over and over, until the world narrowed to white water and the metallic tang of blood. Liam plunged in after them. The cold stole his breath. He grabbed a fistful of Mercer's vest just as Rex released his grip, letting the current do the rest. Mercer's scream was cut short as his head struck a half-submerged boulder. His body went limp, carried away like driftwood. Rex paddled weakly toward Liam. "I've got you," Liam gasped, hooking an arm around the dog's chest. "I've got you." Sirens wailed in the distance. Morning light filtered through the oak trees, shading James Carter's grave. The freshly turned earth smelled of rain and green things growing. Liam stood at attention in his brother's old dress uniform, the sleeves slightly too long. Rex sat beside him, ears pricked forward, as if waiting for a command that would never come. Liam cleared his throat. "You always said Rex was the best partner you ever had," he began, his voice cracking. "Took me too long to understand why." He knelt, placing James's dog tags at the base of the headstone. "But he kept your promise. He protected me." Rex whined softly, nudging the tags with his nose. Liam pressed his forehead to the cool stone. When he stood, his salute was perfect. The Carter house smelled of roast chicken and wood smoke. Eleanor wiped her hands on her apron as Liam pushed open the door, Rex limping at his heels. "About time," Richard grunted from his armchair. But the stiffness in his shoulders had eased, and the newspaper in his lap was open to an article about Mercer's arrest. Rex hesitated at the threshold, the same spot where, weeks ago, he'd paused as an outsider. Eleanor patted her thigh. "Well, come in already." Rex crossed the threshold. That night, for the first time, he slept at the foot of Liam's bed instead of outside. When Liam woke to the dog's nightmares, he didn't shove him away. He rested a hand on Rex's heaving side and whispered, "Easy, soldier," until the trembling stopped. Somewhere in the dark, Richard Carter smiled. 1 month later. The letter arrived on a Tuesday. Liam turned it over in his hands, the official MOD seal glaring up at him. "Well?" Sarah leaned against the jeep, her aviators hiding her eyes. "You gonna open it?" Rex barked once, tail thumping the dirt. Liam tore the envelope, his breath caught. K9. "Unit Training Program," he read aloud. "Applicant, Liam Carter. K9 Partner. Rex, designation MX847. Sarah grinned. "Told you they'd take you." Rex nudged Liam's hand, his tags jingling, old and new together. Some bonds once forged couldn't be broken.